Okay, let's begin. So today's topic is about the delta neutral strategy. So we will create one strategy, one gamma scalping strategy, and so what gamma scalping strategy has is basically we buy options. It's a long premium strategy, long option strategy. So we will buy straddles in this strategy. We'll buy calls and puts, ATM options, and we'll use some conditions to make the positions delta neutral whenever delta shifts by 4 lots. So let's begin. So entry condition will keep simple. We'll start any day at morning 9:15. If time is greater than number 9:14, let's say, or or let's say 9:25. So at 9:25, the system will trigger the entry condition. Once the entry conditions are satisfied, we want to buy ATM options. We'll keep it for Nifty. We'll keep positions as NRML. We'll keep this as a positional strategy. Strike will be selected based on future price. So nearest strike will be selected as the strike to be traded. We will trade in current month options. You can also select weekly options if you want to trade in weekly options. And number of lots we will keep a bit higher so that we hit the delta threshold frequently to test it. So once you add this position, then we will add put leg with the same product type, ATM strike, and 10 lots. So entry setup is simple. At 9:25, we are buying 10 lots of call and put. Okay. Now we will use a repair condition. So there are two types of repair conditions: repair once and repair continuous. So repair once is used when you want to do the position sizing, or you want to add some position or remove some positions one time. One time this condition is satisfied. So in that case, you can use repair once when you want to, let's say, book half of the quantity when you are in profit or at a loss level. So in that case, you can use repair once. But here in this case, every time the delta of both the positions combined, call and put, goes above or below 4 lots delta, which is 300 points. So at that time, we want to make it delta neutral. So it will be a continuous process because we don't know how many times till the expiry day, how many times the delta will breach that threshold value, right? So that is why we will use a repair continuous condition. And the condition will be, we will check the delta of the open positions in the strategy using a keyword net delta, and our underlying is Nifty. So if net delta of Nifty is less than 4 lots, so I can write it in two ways. So 4 multiplied by lot size of Nifty. This is one way to write it. This will be -4 because if you are checking net delta is less than 4 -4, so if it's a negative delta position now, then I want to buy 4 lots of Nifty to make it delta neutral. So one way is this -4 into the lot size, and second way to write the same thing is I can directly specify a number because I know like lot size of Nifty is 75 and 75 into 4 is 300. So if delta goes below minus 300, then I want to buy Nifty futures to make this position delta neutral. Okay, in that case, we'll buy Nifty futures. So here you can write specifically 4 lots because you know delta is off by more than 300 points. It will happen when it is off by 300 points, and it can be covered by 4 lots. But let's say if tomorrow is a gap up or a gap down day where there is a 200 point or 300 point movement in the market, then the delta, net delta of the positions will be much higher or lower than 300, right? So in that case, we need a formula which can dynamically calculate what quantity of Nifty futures I need to trade to make my position delta neutral. So for that, we will use a quantity formula, which is delta neutral. So this function will take two parameters. One is the underlying name, so Nifty 50. For Nifty, whatever is net delta, it will calculate that, and it will divide it with the selected instrument. So if I select futures, so future has one delta basically. So futures will have one delta. So whatever is net delta, it will divide it with uh, it will divide it and get you the quantity in multiple of lot size. So if delta is off by, let's say, 610 points, then it will trade 8 lots. So it will return 600 quantity, whichever is multiple to 75, and that can be traded. So this particular keyword you can use to decide the quantity that needs to be traded to make your positions delta neutral. And so why this denominator is there, or this second parameter is there? So let's say if I want to make the positions delta neutral with ATM option, so I can do that as well. So if I want to make the positions delta neutral using the call or put, so if I want to, let's say, buy calls to make the positions delta neutral, then I can select Nifty 50 with current month, call, and strike. Let's say if I want to select ATM to make it delta neutral. So in this way, you can also use option instrument to make your strategy delta neutral. That too is possible. But for now, we will keep it futures. Okay. Now on the reverse side, when delta reaches on the higher side above 300 threshold, so we'll put condition for that. So I'll just copy the same condition and paste it here. And if net delta of this strategy goes above 300, which is 4 lots, we want to short Nifty futures. The quantity formula will be same. With futures. So this will calculate the quantity required to make the positions delta neutral. And now it will run till the expiry. So we just need to put a universal exit condition. So maybe we can have 2 or 3 exit rules. Let's say one completely based on PNL. Let's put a stop loss. So if loss is less than, let's say, 15,000, then we will exit, or let's put a higher number for now. If loss is greater than 25,000, then we'll exit all the positions. And one more thing, like if we are trading in monthly expiry options. So on the day of expiry, again, we want to make the strategy take a universal exit to close the counter which is running. So for that, we will add a group which will have two conditions. So on day of expiry, we want to exit at, let's say, 3 p.m. in the evening, and it should be expiry day. So we'll write condition as today. Today is current month expiry. So on day of expiry at 3 p.m., system will exit all the open position in the strategy, which are your call and put leg, which you have taken in entry, and whatever is the net quantity of Nifty futures which it had traded during the month. Oh, sorry, I missed this. This should be 300, not 400. Okay. So this is how you can create a gamma scalping strategy on Tradetron. You can decide whether you want to take position in OTM options, or if you want to trade a spread or something like that. So initial position you can decide as per your need, but to make your strategy delta neutral with help of futures, this repair continuous condition has to be used with delta neutral as the keyword for quantity calculation, and net delta as the keyword to figure out or find out at what threshold you want to make your strategy delta neutral. So we'll make this strategy public, and we'll allow it to be duplicated. So I'll just create this strategy. I'm sharing its link on the chat, so you can duplicate this strategy in your account, and you can, if you deploy this in your account and test it for a day or two, then you will get to know how the delta neutral thing is working with the repair continuous condition. Hello. Yeah, sorry. Actually, my internet got disconnected. Share my screen again. So I'll just share the link of the strategy again in the chat. I don't know if it was sent uh, last time or not. Uh, okay, so we are done with the strategy of this week. We have created this gamma scalping strategy, and it will be available in strategy templates, which you can duplicate from here from the strategy templates link. Now we will move to the questions. If I think I have missed some of the previous questions that you have posted on the chat, so please, if you can resend those questions, that will be great. Um okay, so Swaroop is asking, is this applicable for intraday normal days, not expiry? Yeah, it's up to you. I mean, the logic will work, but in intraday, uh, you have to check like how many times you will get opportunity to scalp gamma, or how many times the threshold will be hit. I think with 10 lot you can have one lot future to neutralize the delta. Uh, Please give some info about PSL setting in advanced settings. Okay, so there are three fields in trailing stop loss. One is activate at, second is when profit increase by, and third is increase PSL by. So let's say if I have initiated some positions in my strategy, I have bought a call, or let's say there are some other positions as well. So I can tell to the system at what profit level I want to initiate my trailing stop loss. So when there is no profit or strategy trade goes in negative PNL, trailing stop loss will not be activated. But if I put a number, let's say 3,000, so as soon as my strategy hits a PNL of 3,000 rupees, whenever it's at a profit of 3,000 rupees, trailing stop loss will get activated and it will be set to 0. Okay. Now after 3,000, with every 1 rupee, or let's say every 10 rupee increase in profit, I want my trailing stop loss of the strategy to be increased by 5 rupees, let's say. So if my profit reaches, the PNL reaches 3,010, then my trailing stop loss will be 5. If it reaches 6,000, if profit reaches 6,000, then my trailing stop loss will stand at 3,000 rupees. Because we are increasing trailing stop loss by 50% of the amount by which profit is increasing. Okay. If I keep it 1:1, then at sorry, in that case, sorry, my bad. So in this case, if profit reaches 6,000, then my trailing stop loss will stand at 1,500 rupees, because the profit after 3,000 is 3,000 rupees, right? And I'm increasing trailing stop loss by 0.5 multiplier. But if I increase it by 1:1, let's say with every 10 rupee increase in profit, I'm increasing trailing stop loss by 10 rupees. So if let's say my profit reaches 10,000 rupees, trailing stop loss will stand at 7,000. So I hope this gives you a clarity on how it is working. And you can also read the content over here. I think it's also explained, the logic is explained well here. And third is you can just deploy one strategy and see how it is working. Is it multiplier or absolute? So this is absolute profit with whatever quantity you put in your positions table. Now, if you deploy this strategy with 3x, let's say, so this 3,000 will automatically become 9,000. It will consider activation level as 9,000. So it considers multiplier automatically as per your deployment type. What keyword to use when my profit target is achieved after entry condition not satisfied? I want to add this in entry condition because strategy automatically activated after some time. So if it's an intraday strategy, and so for intraday strategy, if you don't want your strategy to enter again or take entry positions again, Then after universal exit, you can, I mean, if you set this reactivation time to, let's say, 6 hours or 12 hours, so it will not uh, get reactivated and won't check entry conditions again. So this is one way to restrict your strategy to check entry conditions again once a universal exit is satisfied. Can we use straddle VWAP, combined VWAP of straddle as an input? Mm, mm, no, there is no way to find out combined VWAP, but individual VWAP of ATM, yes, that is possible. So ATM call and ATM put VWAP you can get. So, but I don't know how you can use it in a condition that you have to figure out what. I mean, how you want to put it in a logical way to define your entry condition. But this way, you can definitely get a VWAP of uh, call and put. But yeah, I get your point. If you want, uh, what do you call, combined straddle VWAP value, then that is not possible as of now. You can do this VWAP of call plus VWAP of put. Or you can also use VWAP series as a keyword there. I think that can also help. PNL keyword will check for overall position PNL and not one leg. Correct. PNL keyword, the PNL keyword that we use here in our universal exit condition. So PNL keyword basically should be used only in universal exit condition, and PNL is absolute profit across all the legs which you have traded in this counter. So it is not just for particular leg, it's for all the legs in your strategy. I need to create strategy with RSI, like if RSI of 15-minute candle future falls below 20 and RSI of at the money put moves above 50, I need to trigger a trade. Hmm, So, so of course you can check any of our previous videos which is on technical indicator. From there you can see how you can write crossover conditions on RSI. The only challenging part, I think, you want to put a crossover condition on a puts RSI. So I'll tell you how you can get RSI of a put option. So you start with position keyword, select RSI as the keyword. This will be the candle number, 0 being the latest and -1 for previous candles. And here in instrument, you select your put option, ATM put. So exchange, underlying, and then here you can select current week or current month. So if you want to put get RSI of current week put and ATM. So condition will be automatically checked on ATM put of Nifty weekly option. So it will give you RSI value of current week Nifty put ATM. And if you want to do it on futures, then just remove the put and the strike. Yeah, and this will be giving you RSI of futures. But how to write the crossover condition, you can check any of our previous videos on crossover strategy. How can we trail stop loss of individual leg? Suppose I have two lots, I want to exit one lot at little profit and second lot to trail stop loss for big targets. So you can use the repair once to exit one leg. So let's say if you enter one future or equity shares, you can use repair once to define your target and exit one leg. And now you can use the trailing as you want to exit and profit. This particular repair once will exit definitely when your strategy is in profit. So you can use approximately same value in your trailing conditions here. So I think it will do that work. So your trailing will be initiated approx at the same time when your first leg is completed, and then after that it will tail if profit increases. So this is one way to do it. But to put trading stop loss for individual leg or set wise entry exit, it is not possible as of now. I have a scenario like I don't want to trade soon after SMA crossover, but after high or low cross in crossing leg. This is just to remove false signal. How can I do it? So this particular thing is not possible to the condition builder because it needs to save the high and low of the particular candle which has given you the cross. So, but condition builder of Tritron doesn't allow you to save any variable. So this condition won't be possible without a custom Python code. In range breakout strategy, which keyword to use to buy only options? So your range breakout condition will remain same as, so it depends. If you want to check range breakout on option prices, then you can use ORB keyword and your position will also be on options. But you can also do like you can check range breakout on futures or equities or spot values and take position in options. So both are possible. You can check the range breakout strategy on um, in the templates. So just scroll down on the website, go to the strategy template, and you can find range break strategies here or ORB strategy, range breakout strategy, and ORB related strategy. You'll find it here. Can we check our entry condition on Nifty or Bank Nifty option chart instead of future chart? I want to check option near to 100 and Bank Nifty. You can check conditions on option charts definitely, but the limitation is either you can choose ATM or OTM options, not based on the price or LTP, but based on the distance from the current ATM. So you can check conditions in 3 steps out of the money option or 3 steps in the money options like that or ATM options. But yeah, you can check conditions on options. And if, how to change the strike or how to select the strike in which conditions will be checked, I'll show you here. So let's say in instrument, you can select exchange Nifty, again your expiry call or put. Then here you have to select ATM, and let's say if you want to select a strike or a chart which is 2 steps out of the money, then in Nifty, let's say if you want to go 100 points out of the money, you have to select 2 here. If you want to go 50 points out of the money, you can select 1 here. So this way it will work. If you want to select a 2-step in the money option, then you can select -2. And similarly for put, -2 will be out of the money option. If you want to select 2 steps in the money put, then this will be a +2, like this. When I check notification log, I'm not able to understand which condition is met for exit, particularly when OR is used. Is there a way to know from the notification log? Uh, in notification log, we only log the value of each and every keyword. We don't log the operators and or operators which are used. So from the keywords value, you have to figure out what condition might have triggered that particular trade. Okay. Okay, so I think we have covered almost all the questions. So I'll wait for a minute or so if you have any other questions. We can adjust that. Please tell some info about real-time data. So, what? Uh, Anything specific? What should I explain here? What keyword to put in position builder to find strike of previous day's close? Find strike of previous day's close. Okay. So let's say if I want to take a trade in a strike which is closest to previous day's Nifty future close value. So you can select a call, let's say Nifty. Here you have to select FX in strike formula, and you'll have to use get strike as the keyword. Basically, get strike keyword finds a strike price which is nearest to the value which you give here in the calculation. So this will become position, and here I will define what value I want to use. So close of previous day, close of -1, and let's say Nifty futures. So daily candle, previous day's close value, and whichever strike is nearest to this number, that will be returned by get strike keyword. So you can take a screenshot of this formula, and you can use it in your strike formula to select a strike which is nearest to previous day closing value of futures. Okay, a few more questions. How to set ATM plus 2 strike uh, based on spot? ATM plus 2 is taking future plus 2. Okay, so in that case, you can use a round keyword. So your FX will be round, round to the nearest base. So LTP of will take LTP of Nifty, Nifty spot, and will round it to nearest 50 multiple because the step size in Nifty is 50, right? And here we will select spot using this NFO exchange and Nifty as our spot value. So this, let's say if Nifty spot is at 11,020, so 11,000 will be my strike returned by this keyword. Now I want to go 2 steps out of the money, so I can just add 100 here. Or if I want to go like 2 strikes below, then -100. So this way you can write formula to select strikes based on spot. You can take a screenshot and use it in your condition. Okay. So next question is, I'm referring to the option about notification logs in deploy page. Okay, runtime data. Runtime data is used for to check what are the TSL trailing stop loss values, what is the maximum profit it has reached, and if you are using any custom logic or if you are sending your signals, trailing signals from any third party tools, then you can use this runtime data uh, feed to check the values which you have sent from any external signal generation tool. It is for that purpose. What is the coding for crossover candle -1? So you can check previous webinar where we have explained how to check the crossover, and you can just change the position parameter as -1 or -2. It will give you that. I mean, we have explained how to write crossover conditions basically. How to round off strike to next or previous 100. So instead of the way I have shown in the round keyword, instead of 50 base, you use 100 base. So it will round to nearest 100 strike. It's not clear. I'll just show it to you again. So in this round, you use base as 100. So it will round to the nearest 100 multiple, like this. What is the candle number for coming candle? So the ongoing candle, the current candle is number 0. Previous close candle is -1. You cannot write any condition on candle number 1 or 2 because those are future candles and doesn't exist in the system. So yeah. So in I'll just show it to you on condition builder itself. So when you use this position keyword, first is you have to select open, high, low, close, SMA, or whatever technical indicator you want to use. So the 0 basically stands for the ongoing candle, the current candle, which is not closed yet, the latest candle that you see on the chart. If you want to refer to the previous candle, then you can use -1. If you want to refer to candle which is previous to previous from the current candle, then you can use -2 like that. So this is going backwards, 0 being the latest candle. Okay, so I think we have covered now all the questions. If there's anything which I have not answered, then you can please write to support. I'm putting support email ID on chat. So if you have any feedback, any suggestions, you can write to us at support@keytron.tech. And thanks for joining for this webinar. Have a happy weekend. And if I have missed any of your questions, please do write to support. We'll definitely get back. Thank you. Bye.